fabulous 8-Bit Bros program. You can check them out here on Ironic Radio Network. 8-Bit Bros. That's number 8. Then bit. Then bros. One word. I strongly encourage you to stay tuned for that. And if you want, they also have a Facebook page and a much better live show. Anyway, 8-Bit Bros, 8 p.m. Ironic Radio Network.
It's 8 o'clock, and you know what that means.
Oh, what up, people? Welcome back to another episode of the 8-Bit Bros. It is the late edition, a.k.a. Thirsty Thursday. We have a great show planned for you tonight. With that being said, not a kid-friendly show, adult language, adult content. Do the right thing, people. Put your kids in the closet.
Bros late show, late edition. That means it's Thursday. Centerbox gets a square.
What up, people?
To the left, it's me, Web Boy. To the right, 846 miles south, the one and only Thumping Loud. What's going on, gentlemen?
It's happening.
Yeah.
I had to go check because of the intro. It just made me. I was like, I haven't actually seen an advertisement for the show in a while. For the guy, and
right.
I was like, I wonder if I got shadow banned,
and
so I had to go check, and no, I must just not be getting the notifications. It's not something I actively pay attention to, so it's been filtered out of my active notifications.
Sure, I will follow, but don't want to see anything.
Yeah, so I still have access to.
True.
And I actually, on the production end of it, I got to give him a little bit of credit for his thumbnails.
New studios. Yeah.
No new studio. It's still the same place. He's just added some more pictures in the background.
Well, he moved again.
Well, yeah, but it doesn't look any different. Yeah. Like it's a white wall behind him still, with his clock and Catwoman. But now there are 2 additional items that have been placed in the background.
Yes.
And but his thumbnails are actually done pretty nicely.
He's put some work into what he's doing over there.
I have to say, I'm mildly impressed.
I got no ill.
He's still hanging out with Ranger Rob, isn't he?
Yep. And still on Good Talk.
Yeah, Ranger Rob.
Oh, that's
Poopy Bags.
Well, I knew the Poopy Bags was Ranger Rob, but I didn't know Ranger Rob was also Good Talk.
Yeah, it's good.
All the same guy.
Yep. Wow, Clark, New Jersey had their Saturday trunk or treat. Because, we can't have Halloween. So you trunk or treat or trick or treat in a parking lot out of the back of somebody's truck.
Do you know how bad it is here about Halloween? None of the stores except for Walmart has actually carried bulk supplies of Halloween candy.
Seriously?
Every store around here you cannot walk into a gas station without those giant fucking boxes of, hey, here's 67,000 pieces of candy.
Hey, guess what? I live with somebody who works in a retail store or pharmacy, and guess what? No Halloween candy.
Interesting. Wow. The one of the participants at the trunk or treat tested positive for COVID.
Of course.
Of course they did. Well, hey, look, I mean, you got all sorts of shit going on. Look what happened with baseball.
They probably had a pumpkin on the back that was carved to the likeness of their president and an American flag hanging there and weren't wearing a mask. And were probably like sticking their thumb up other people's butts for fun. And
Right. Look what happened in the baseball game. They took the guy out of the game in the 8th inning. In the 8th inning of the World Series, took him out of the game because he tested positive.
well, that was
They tested in game or pre-game?
No, they must have pre-gamed and then got the result.
it should have been
And-
faster than that. I don't know what test they were using, but
Me neither. But pulled Justin Turner out of the game, made him go into isolation, and as soon as the Dodgers won, there he was.
oh yeah,
On the-
yeah, I saw the
celebrating.
picture of him with the trophy, wearing a mask
Yeah,
and celebrating with the team.
Yeah, well, the picture of the mask was all of about 4 seconds because after that he barely wore his mask.
Well, of course.
MLB is pissed and he is going to be suspended. Hands down.
He's got a trophy. He doesn't give a shit.
Okay, go ahead, suspend him. Season's over. Dodgers won.
Yeah, but you're suspended for next season.
Yeah,
right off
you
the
know
bat.
how that goes. It's automatically it starts preseason and season.
Yeah. He'll probably be allowed to play preseason, but as soon as the season starts, he's going to serve his like 30-game suspension.
That's if they get to have that many games next year.
True. I mean, we're all seeing, everyone's saying ain't shit gonna happen and ain't shit gonna happen. And
Record spikes in all of the hot pockets.
And the-
again.
And the crazy thing is, this is still only the first wave.
I
got
don't.
reasonable doubt to that. But
Yeah, I don't agree with
It's,
that.
the first wave is something that
Okay, it's
we
March.
talked about this in June.
Right.
The first wave takes a year to occur.
yeah,
Not
but
when you
we're,
got.
we're also all
spikes.
of the mindset that this may have been around this time last year,
Yeah,
and we
exactly.
just weren't told until February.
Or that's when they figured it out.
Like
Yeah.
we've all made that
Maybe.
we've all made that analogy where we were like, well, November, there's reasonable suspicion that something of this nature may have passed through groups of ours already.
Well, yeah and no, because there's studies coming out now saying that immunity to the coronavirus lasts months.
Yeah, 3 to 6, they think.
Okay, so 3 to 6 months.
And
When
we've
you get
already know
tested
that
for
some-
antibodies.
the second
You
time.
would still have the antibodies if you were immune
We already know somebody's gotten it a second time. Fact.
and died.
I don't know if they died. Did they die?
They died the
Yeah.
first time.
Died the second time and died.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
did
died the
they
first
die-
time. We just don't know how they got it again.
Right. I mean, Ron, you've always said there's going to be a second wave. There's going to be a second wave, and I fucking laugh at
And
you
I'm
like
just
herd
I'm-
immunity.
I knew it too.
No second wave, but this we're fucking not ballsy enough for herd immunity.
you
I mean,
know,
it's
I'm just repeating here what I'm being told by someone that I work with who's a virologist and
Mhm.
very close and knows everyone who's looking at this.
Yeah.
I get
Well-
firsthand information, I just pass it along. That's all I'm
Right.
doing.
Look, I'm not gonna debunk or I missed my phone call today. Fuck my life. I'm not gonna debunk what you're hearing, seeing, saying, reading. But nobody knows fucking anything after 9 months now.
No.
Nobody knows anything.
Well, now we did
Probably don't.
see the interesting part of this is like if it was a U.S. based thing, we could make opinions about the U.S. based problems and issues and everything else. But I have people in other countries that I associate with, and Germany is discussing shutting down again.
Oh yeah, 1 month.
Because they're seeing a spike in certain areas. They're seeing spikes.
Yep.
And so they're discussing shutting down. There's a lot of Eastern European that is discussing this again. To the effect of, how can we handle this initiation by, like, what did we learn from the first time? And some of these are countries that shut down, did their thing, opened back up, were good for a while, and then now it's back.
Well, what
And
we've
this country at this time of year will not do another complete shutdown
Consider the
until
fact that we never
after
did a complete
Christmas. It was state by state and how they handled it.
shutdown. Right.
We're going to shut down.
I'm
anyway,
just saying,
so.
state by state
Like-
or nationally, there will not be a shutdown until after the Christmas shopping season because of retail. It'll be a
Well-
money thing. I'm going to pull a card out of Webby's
Yeah.
deck
I mean,
that he has over there, and they are going to drive as much commerce as they possibly can before they pull the plug sometime around either my birthday or shortly after. Between Christmas
When
and
is
New
your
Year's,
birthday?
they will pull the plug on everything.
when is your birthday? You're in what? December?
Yeah, the 19th.
Yeah, you're in December. I couldn't remember the exact.
That is my opinion, because they're going to want to get every dollar, penny, cent, even though the economy ballooned and grew at 33.1%.
Yeah, you got to
in
keep
the
that
last
GDP
quarter.
up, man. You got to keep the
Not
GDP.
bad, not bad.
It's important. It's a global
It's
economy.
historic.
Yeah. Yep.
Sure.
Right. Yes. It absolutely is. And
So
My niece is
I
20th.
personally think we're not going to see any kind of major reaction to this
Yeah.
until after holiday shopping.
Carolina Atlanta has started. Atlanta has the ball.
The loser ball. Well,
To-
maybe not too much, but
What,
you know,
Tony-
I mean, Atlanta's horrible. You know they're gonna choke.
And they got to be doing a little bit better than the Jets, though, right?
well,
Ha,
no,
ha, ha. Very funny. Very
Yeah, I
funny.
mean, you got.
And your Cowboys there, Louis.
Yeah, I was going to say, you want to talk about a loser bowl?
The whole
Right.
division's awful.
Yep. These words are true.
I think Atlanta wins tonight. I think they
W-
get on the right track and not blow a fucking 16 to 20 point lead.
I hate these new Atlanta uniforms.
You really believe that?
Yeah, I kind of do. I mean, I have bets both ways to cover myself, but I do think that Atlanta starts to get on track here before they fire sale everyone on that team.
Virus.
There was somebody in one of the groups I was associating with that was like, I bet it wouldn't be real difficult to separate Matt Ryan from Atlanta right now.
I don't know what his contract is. I'm sure he's got a no trade in there somewhere because they had him locked up for like 10
Yeah.
years or some shit. I think. I'm not sure. But I think they got a shot at like turning themselves around tonight and actually fucking playing a decent game. And I don't trust Carolina with no Christian McCaffrey. I
No,
don't.
All right, he's back at practice finally, but not back in the lineup yet.
Yeah, he's not playing tonight.
Right.
I just don't see Teddy Bridgewater beating
Bridgewater.
Matty Ice. I don't see that.
Well, I'm less concerned about him beating Matty Ice and what are they going to do because if Gurley gets going, can the Carolina defense stop the rush?
Yep. It's a lot of questions. This is a tough game. Tonight's definitely a tough game if you're a bettor on where to go and what to do.
Yeah.
Especially if you bet that game right before kickoff at -1.5 or point spread. You know, if you were bet it earlier, you maybe you got 3. You most likely got 2. And what the fuck is 2 anyway?
2?
2 points, yeah. 2. What? 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2's. Guess 2's better than 1.5. I don't know.
Only
But-
slightly.
What do you get the 1.5?
I think it's more of a pick'em game, and that's probably where they should have brought it down to.
right.
But Tony La Russa rehired by the team he started.
If you
with.
ask me, I think he's too old for the job.
How old is he now? 76,
You want that in human years or dog years?
right? Hasn't
old
managed
dog.
since 2000. I mean, he's a Hall of Famer. He's
Yeah.
probably one of the top 10 coaches in baseball history.
Yes.
I mean, I wouldn't doubt that. I would put him in the top 10. But
Sure,
interesting.
but
that
at
they
76, how's he gonna be able to handle the younger players?
I don't know. How the fuck old is Joe Madden? He's old. I don't know how old he is, but he's old.
110.
Probably.
Well, he looks 110.
And, you
Well,
know,
this
he's
drive may have fizzled out in the red zone. It's 4th and 1. They're trying to make a decision.
decision is go for it. It's only fucking 3 minutes into the game. Grow balls and go for it.
Ryan to Julio Jones 813 times. No,
Netflix.
That's a career long stat for wide receiver
Is it?
quarterback duo.
Okay.
They are number 2 in the list of people that they just showed. So
Who's number 1?
that was the Colts. I think it's Manning to what's his name?
Yeah, it's right on the tip of my tongue. I can see his name. I can see his face. I just can't spit it out. But I know exactly what you're talking about. And if you said
That's
it, I would be like,
is
yep.
it Hilton?
No. T.Y.?
Would it be T.Y.
No.
Hilton? Or did
Maybe.
T.Y. come along on the other end of that?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think he might have come along on the other end of it. Not sure.
Then who was the guy before T.Y.?
Harrod. It ends in a son. I for some reason I got Harrelson or it's stuck in my head, but that's not it. I know it ends in a S-O-N, a son. I just don't remember who it is. I'd have to look it up. QBYR combo.
Phillip Rivers to Antonio Gates with 63 touchdowns. That's on.
Marvin Harrison. Told you it ended in a son.
That name sounds familiar.
Yeah, Marvin Harrison.
At Pittsburgh?
No, that was
Reggie
Indy.
Wayne.
Oh, Indy.
Man, Marvin Harrison, Indianapolis Colts. Number 1, it's ranked at 5 best quarterback wide receiver duos of all time. Number 1, Joe Montana, Jerry Rice. Number 2, Troy Aikman, Michael Irving.
Now,
Number 3, Peyton Manning, Marvin Harrison.
Now, see, that's weird about that because what I'm looking at here, Joe and Jerry are 67 touchdowns. I'm looking at 10 highest scoring quarterback receiving duos. And
I don't know who.
My list looks a little bit different. Number 10 is Antonio Gates and Phillip Rivers with 63 touchdowns. Johnny Unitas and Raymond Berry at 64 touchdowns. Joe Montana, Jerry Rice at 67 touchdowns, tied with Brett Favre, Antonio Freeman, Drew Brees, and Marcus Colston. Then Jim Kelly to Andre Reed at 71 touchdowns. Then Peyton Manning to Reggie Wayne at 76 touchdowns. Then Dan Marino to Mark Clayton at 82 touchdowns.
See, I think what I'm
then
here
Steve Young to Jerry Rice with 92 touchdowns. And then Peyton Manning is the number 1 with Peyton Manning to Marvin Harrison, 118 touchdowns.
So that's purely based on scoring.
Yes, that is pure scoring.
Sure.
Purely based on scoring. I think what I'm seeing here is more of a opinionated.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
I'd like to put this list under the scrutiny of connections and yards.
Well, if you wanted to do connections and yards, then right off the bat, I would have to say you're talking Troy Aikman, Michael Irving. That's 700 receptions for 11,000 yards and 60 touchdowns in 11 years. That's 1,000 yards a year between a quarterback and a wide receiver. I don't really think you could. I don't know if there's anything better than that.
Let me go to the number 1 on this list here.
You know, I don't know. I know those numbers off the top of my fucking head because I've always thought that. I've always thought that number 1 was Joe Montana, Jerry Rice, best wide receiver.
That's what this list, according to Bleacher Report, is definitely Joe, Jerry, San Francisco from 85 to 92. And by far the greatest duo in history. Stats indicate that Peyton Manning, Marvin Harrison, or Steve Young and Jerry also may belong here. But with Montana and Jerry had 6,000-yard seasons.
I mean, think of it this way. Joe Montana, Jerry Rice played in 2 Super Bowls together. 2.
Yep, won 2 Super Bowls together because everyone that Joe went to, Joe won.
Okay. during those two Super Bowls, Montana and Rice combined for 18 receptions,
Yes.
363 yards,
Yes.
and 4 touchdowns. Who? Go ahead. Name somebody better. Give me Brady. Who did he throw to for his 1,700 fucking rings? Ain't no combo like that. You could tell me.
No, his were spread all over the place. Like you could go. One of the games was a Gronk loaded game. Another of the games was an Edelman loaded game. Another of the games was what was the other guy? Who was the other guy that was there before Edelman? Amendola.
When Wes Welker.
Welker wasn't Amendola there for a little while too?
Yeah, Amendola, sure. Yep. Mm-hmm.
So I mean, Brady's connections. He's always been a spread quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, if and you're talking history here now, if you want to talk modern era or our time, it's totally different because now you got.
I would have to say that we'd go from Joe. Our time is definitely from Joe forward.
Right. I mean, so now you got to throw Matt Ryan to Julio Jones into
well,
the
that's why they're
conversation.
on the list of what they were just saying is like the number 2 there.
You have to add in Brazen Thomas. Motherfucker caught 145 balls last year.
Aikman to Irving.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Breeze to Thomas is the most amount of receptions between two guys in 1 year in the history of the sport.
Yo, this list is fucking amazing. The top 10 is good. Like, just this top 10 is crazy. And this goes back a little bit before our time. Of course, 1 being Montana Rice. 2 is Young and Rice.
Young and Rice, yeah, Young and Rice.
Then 3 is Manning and Harrison. 4 is Unitas and Raymond Berry. 5 is Aikman Irving. 6 is Van Brocklin and Crazy Legs Hirsch.
Yeah, Hirsch. Yeah. That's 5.
7 is Sonny Jurgensen and Charlie Taylor.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's before my time.
8 is Daryl LaMonica and Fred Belenstikoff.
That's the 40s, no?
That is 67 to 74.
Okay, I was wrong.
So.
Then Don Meredith to Bob Hayes is 65 and 68. Now that
the party's over.
That is a short run for 2 guys to be this high on the list.
The
65
Steve,
to 68, and the number 10 on the list is Kenny Stabler to Cliff Branch.
Kenny the Snake. Yep.
But like I said, that top 10 is fucking woof.
The Steve Young, Jerry Rice years, in case anybody out there doesn't remember or know.
Yeah.
Steve Young, that was in 1995, took over from Montana, if I'm not mistaken, and helped Rice break the receiving record.
This is 87 to 99 for these two.
Helped him break the record with a mind-boggling 1,848 receiving yards.
Steve Young did not become the full-time starting quarterback for the Niners until 91. Spent 4 seasons behind Montana.
Right. Yeah, 95 he broke the record for receiving at 1,848 yards. I mean, that's fucking crazy. 1,800 receiving yards.
700 between the two, 700 receptions and over 10,000 yards with 85 touchdowns.
Okay, so that's slightly better than the Aikman Irving.
Yeah, that's why Aikman Irving is also like number 5 on the list.
It's tough. You can debate it, or you can crunch it, or you can analytic it. Any which way you want.
Hey, I'm gonna give you this Bleacher Report article because this is a top 50. So it encompasses a whole lot of like the stats in each of these definitions.
Right.
That is Slack WebRen.
Yep. I'm already on it. It's right here. Boom. There's just so many ways you can slice and dice it. I mean, if you go
that's why I like their explanations here on how they're ranking them. They give you stats, time played together, achievements during these time periods. Like if you look at Sonny, you're still looking at a quarterback that threw more than 32,000 yards and 255 touchdowns before this postmodern NFL. Like before passing was the thing.
Yeah, true.
You know, and yes, of course I tout that a little bit because that is that Redskin heritage there, but
Oh, you got Ron Jaworski and Harold Carmichael too.
yeah, oh dude, just like I said, the top 10 is fucking crazy, and then you go and you start looking at like how this Kurt Warner to Isaac Bruce as number 11.
Palmer to Ocho Cinco.
Like tell me that couldn't be a top 10.
You had to go there.
Look, hey, not for anything, Ocho Cinco destroyed the record books for fucking Cincy.
Bradshaw to Lynn Swan.
I mean, the guy's 560 receptions, just shy of 8,000 yards.
Bob Grease to Paul Warfield.
Ooh, yeah. Oh, wait, to Rod Smith. Dante Culpepper to Randy Moss. That's what, 5-6 years. Kurt Warner, Larry Fitz. I mean, there's some good names here.
Oh, there's
Kelly,
a ton of great names here. Kurt Warner also to Torrey Holt.
Oh, Torrey Holt, sure. Brett Favre and Donald Driver. There's a name, Donald Driver. Wow.
That's one that slides under the radar a little bit. Yeah.
Sure. I mean, that guy had what, 35, 38, something like that touchdowns? What does it say here? I didn't see it. 35.
You're starting at 50 and working your way down the list, right?
I was just reading it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I went straight to number 1 and started to work my way back up the list. So I want to make sure I'm with you so I can start checking this shit out too. Because it's a trip.
Dan Marino to Mark Super Duper Clayton.
Man, what a fall though. When you look at that Carson Palmer connection there, what a fall their careers had after them being together.
Jeff Garcia and T.O.
Oh, Garcia, man.
Yeah.
Garcia threw 125 touchdowns in his career. 55 of them were to T.O.
I mean, that's why T.O. put the jacket on prematurely, man. It's because he was that good. He made that quarterback look that much better.
Yeah.
Scoring almost half of his touchdowns. I mean, come on.
Almost half. Warren Moon, Chris Carter. There's some names in here like, wow. It's just like, I remember him playing. Joe Theismann, Art Monk. That's the Washington days. I remember that.
Look, Carolina just scored.
And they didn't play together long, too, if I'm not mistaken. It was only a couple of years.
Yep.
Go way back. Otto Graham.
That's first touchdown's Curtis Samuel.
Oh, good. I didn't bet him to hit the first one. That's good. I got my prop bets in for tonight. That's where the money's at in these games.
Yeah, that's why I was also calling because it was first touchdown. There was a field goal on first points go to Atlanta, but as a field goal, first touchdown goes to Carolina, and Samuel's your guy.
Right.
And now it won't matter until until the second quarter. So
that's true. That's very true. Yeah, you want to make money every week betting? Go look at who scores touchdowns. Who's the touchdown leaders?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You bet. You just throw $20 on the top 10. If you hit, you'll hit them all.
Yeah, because that's what they do.
You know, you throw $20 on Carson Wentz to fucking run one in. He's got 7 touchdowns this year over 7 weeks. Easy ways to make money betting football. You don't have to try and parlay this and tease that and tickle whatever
Hold on.
fuck you want to tickle.
Hey, Ren, I just had one of the weirdest experiences right then. I heard your vape crackle.
So,
I was like, what is that? And I looked over and saw that you were pulling. I was like, okay, that explains what that was. But holy shit, I never thought I would have heard it. Because normally that's a never occurring thing, like never, and especially for it to be able to cut through any other audio.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, that was weird.
It had to be a good pop then.
Oh yeah.
I don't even hear it anymore.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you could be used to it by now. Matt Ryan has the most passing yards out of all quarterbacks this year, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Believe it or not. Is he the only one to surpass 2,000, or are there more? Oh, yeah. Okay. Deshaun Watson, Joe Burrow, and Josh Allen are the top 4.
Hey, Random, also dive into your history book here and tell me if you know these people. Cecil Isbell and Don Hudson.
Oh, Don Hudson, that sounds familiar.
Don Hudson, I know, yeah.
This
Cecil
is
Isbell.
1938 to 1942.
Well,
That's
Don
diving
Hudson.
deep into your fucking...
Yeah. I'm surprised.
They are number 35 on this list also, by the way.
I got a question
What
for
other
you.
Packers are on the list?
Well, Brett's on the list.
Brett to who?
Donald
Donald-
Driver.
Driver, yeah.
Of course, it's Driver. Yeah, I
Yeah,
said
that was
before.
one was Driver, and I know he's on here again.
Yeah, he's got to be on here again. He's got to be in the
Greg
top 10.
Jennings?
Sonny Jurgens in the top 10. Wow. I don't know.
I don't think Rodgers has made the list. He throws to too many different people.
Houston. Yeah, that puts him in the same conversation as Tom Brady. But Tom Brady, when he had Moss, was his most consistent receiver.
Yeah. I mean, Rodgers with Jordy. But then Cobb was there.
Yeah, they didn't. I don't know how long.
So, I mean, there was always kind of like a split.
Oh, Sterling
there.
Sharp. Brett Favre to Sterling Sharp. That's the number 20
Yeah,
on the list.
that was good years.
2 guys in the league right now throw the most interceptions. Anybody want to take a guess who's thrown the most interceptions so far?
This season,
Yep. 2 quarterbacks tied for first.
right now it's got to be Kirk Cousins
Mm-hmm.
and
Out of Houston,
would it be Watson?
be my guess.
Cousins and Watson?
No, Watson. Has he even thrown a fucking interception? Watson. Deshaun Watson has 5.
Yeah, that is not a top.
No, that is not a top. The top 2 have double
Yeah.
digits. You're correct with Kirk Cousins. Tied.
At how
at the
many?
top. He's got 10.
10?
Double
Okay, so it's just cracking into double digit. It's Brady?
No.
Brady's
no.
he's got to be close. I think he's got 7 on the year at least by now, right?
Hold on. Brady has 4.
Oh, I thought he had more than that. Like, because he threw 3 in one game.
Yep. And only threw 1 more since then.
Okay. Well, Cam Newton's got how many?
Cam Newton has 7.
Okay. Let's see.
Come on, Louie, give me a guess here. We gave you Kirk Cousins.
Oh,
Who's
is it
the other
Sam Darnold?
Yes.
No, but Sam Donald's close too.
No.
He's, where is Sam Donald? I just saw his name. Sam Donald's got 6.
Oh, he's below Cam.
He sits at number 11 on the list.
11
Number 10, Nick Foles with 6.
goals.
Number 9, Philip Rivers with 6. Russell Wilson, 8 with 6. Now we're moving into 7 territory. At 7th place with 7 interceptions, Cam Newton. Number 6, Ryan Fitzpatrick. Number 5, Baker Mayfield. Number 4, Daniel Jones. Number 3, with 7 interceptions in 7 games, Kyler Murray. By the way, Kirk Cousins has only played 6 games this year with 10.
Bye week.
Number 1,
Right.
at number 1, starting quarterback in 7 games for 7 games this season so far, Philadelphia's Carson Wentz.
Oh, really?
Wentz.
Can you imagine that?
I can't believe he's been that
No.
pick happy, but I'm
Yeah.
not entirely surprised, but that's a little excessive. I didn't think he would be quite so far along.
Yeah, he's got 10 touchdowns
You
and
can
interceptions,
Yeah, I
you
knew Kirk
consider how
was there.
bad the position is.
and he's sacked a hell of a lot too.
Yeah, I knew Kirk was there because
Yeah.
like the conversation's already been had about like with the investment and whether or not they'd bench him and what would they do if they did. And
If you remember, I did say that contract and him going to fucking Minnesota was a balls out mistake.
oh yeah, he played
Big-
it really good though, and the Jets should be happy that they didn't get him.
Right? Kirk Cousins is 1-5 this season with Minnesota. 1-5.
And he
He's
is
thrown
their he is their bad player. Like when you look at that team, he is their bad player and was so bad that he drove away one of their great receivers who is now in Buffalo, right?
Yeah. Yes. Anybody want to take a guess who's thrown the most touchdowns through 6 or 7 games so far?
It's got to be I think touchdowns has got to go Brady, Rodgers, and our Super Bowl MVP, Mahomes.
Okay, so you said Brady, Rodgers, Mahomes.
Yeah, well, I'm picking one of those three to be right there.
Go ahead, Ren.
He's got to come back to the mic.
Oh, he's not there. I'm not looking. I'm looking at stats. Louie, you want to give it a shot without looking it up?
He stepped
Most
away to his
touchdowns
computer as
this
well.
year. Through 6 or 7.
Most touchdown.
Yeah, quarterback with the most touchdowns in the league right now. I mean, I threw 3 out there to be in that possible spot.
Could it be Wilson?
Okay, I'll take.
Wilson's not a bad guess up there either.
I'll take Wilson. Okay, is Ren there
I
yet?
have one more guess.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Lou.
Well, we gotta go with the obvious one from the Chiefs.
Right.
Mahomes.
Yeah. Mahomes is also on my list as far as like possible. So Mahomes and Wilson,
Wilson.
Rodgers, Brady. So
Did you mention Jackson?
These are the 4 that we have right now.
Not yet. I'm going to get Ren in there. Ren, no, throw on the most. Most touchdowns.
I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say it's one of those 4.
See,
For sure.
okay. I mean, we could also,
mean,
if you want to,
it's
throw Lamar in
so-
there, but I don't think I think Lamar's probably got
I
more
don't
rushing
know.
touchdowns than passing touchdowns.
That's a good
I
point.
mean, I gotta pick one.
You can give me.
No, I put 3 out there,
Yep,
and then Louis brought one of the ones that I had already thrown out there as an agreement. So I mean, and you're agreeing with the 4 possibly being the guy. So I mean, if you got another name you want to add to the list, I mean that's kind of where we're at. Like we'll see one of these 4 or 5 guys, whether he's
I'm
the
gonna
number
go.
one guy.
I'm gonna go off the cuff here, and
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna go off the cuff here, strictly based on what was it? Monday night's game.
Okay.
Was that or Sunday night's game? When did Arizona Seattle play?
That's Sunday
Sunday
night.
night.
I'm gonna say Kyler Murray.
Okay.
Who is really high on the interception chart as well. So
Yes.
Yeah, but I he throw 4 in that game, so that automatically puts him at 4 after 7 games.
Yeah.
If he has maybe 8 or 9 TDs in 7 games.
Coming in at number 9 in the top 10 list is a tie. 13 touchdowns between Gardner Minshew, Kyler Murray,
that's 9 and
Yeah.
10.
Derek Carr, and Ben Roethlisberger.
So
you got
that's
4 guys. 9.
That's 9, 10, 11, and 12.
Yeah, or tied at 9th place. 'cause
Right.
That's what happens. Everybody
Right.
gets listed.
Yeah,
Right,
but
okay.
that also makes 12
Yes.
players on the list.
True. Tied for 6th place,
Ooh.
Deshaun Watson Ryan
Aha.
Hill,
Tannehill.
and Baker's Mayfield.
Baker
So if
Mayfield.
you wanted to be, that would be 6, 7, and 8.
Okay, so we might have the top 5. Well, we got 4 out of the top 5 possibly.
Oh, you've got everybody named the top 4. Nobody named the top 5. You missed this one guy.
I was hoping that was who Ren was going to bring too. I was like,
Yeah,
man,
I was kind of hoping Kyler Murray was that like
Number
five
5 guy.
In fourth place, there's a tie. So fourth and fifth. I'll give you fifth place first, because I know you want that. You want to see where your list is here. At fifth with 16 touchdowns, Josh Allen.
Okay, so that's the 5 that we missed.
Right now, thump. You had the 3 in the top 4, but you missed the number 1.
Oh, you ass.
Russell Wilson.
Number 4, Patrick Mahomes with 16. Number 3, Aaron Rodgers with 17. Number 2, Tom Brady.
And
with
then number 1,
18.
Russell Wilson. Congratulations
Yep.
there on that one,
got-
Lou.
Good job, Louie.
Russell
Hey,
Wilson,
what do you know? I got it.
2. He's thrown for 20,
Brady was my second choice.
22.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Well, that's good shit.
Right?
That's good
I thought
shit.
it was. I
That
thought it
also
was
goes
quite,
to show that we pay a
Better
lot of
match it.
attention to football, even though this has been one of those down seasons.
I'm trying to see if there's any. There are no outside positions in the top 39.
What about rushing leader?
I
With all the injuries, I mean, that could be.
Oh man, that
You
could,
want rushing? I give you a rushing. You can start spitting out some names while I pull that up. Passing yards, special
let's
assist.
see.
Here's my rushing. Rushing yards or rushing attempts? Yards, right? That's what we want. Rushing yards. Okay.
What is that? Adam Jones?
Aaron Jones.
Aaron Jones, that's it.
Okay,
Aaron
so
Jones, Ronald Jones Jr.
You got to take that guy, Mike Davis.
I have to sort this the right way. Okay, I got it now. What do you want? Top 10? Or you want to go? I'll give you top 11 for shits and giggles.
Top
Coming in
11
at
because it ties in.
I don't even know. No, it's probably not a tie, but just because the guy who's about to break into the top 10 is a quarterback. So
Is that Lamar?
Kyler Murray.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. He's been running like a madman lately.
Shit, 437 yards running like a madman. That's fucking that's rushing running back numbers. I mean,
Well,
437 through 2 games.
That throws him into that conversation of like Lamar and Cam Newton style of rusher.
Lamar Jackson's down to 23.
Well, yeah, that doesn't surprise me. They've tried to kind of get him passing a little bit more. You know,
mean, although
same
he's-
thing like they've done with Cam too, to try and get him a little bit more passing friendly.
Yeah. I mean, Lamar's almost run for 350 yards. So number 11 is Kyler Murray. Number 10, 450.
11.
Yeah, 11, Kyler Murray. Makes it into the. I threw him in there because it's a quarterback just about to break the top 10.
Yeah, on a rushing list. So
Number 10, 451 yards, James Conner.
okay, Pittsburgh.
Number 9, 458. Feed the beast, Ezekiel Elliott.
That's because he's the only thing on that team that has any shot at maybe doing something.
True.
The meme I saw this week was Jerry looking at Zeke and talking about, so after that $90 million contract, I expect you to start running like you stole some.
Right? Coming in at number 8 with 463 yards. If I'm not mistaken, this guy was dropped from a Super Bowl team because of some fucking stupidity, fired, thrown out, and was picked up by the shittiest team in the league with 463 yards. Number 8, Kareem Hunt.
Oh, yeah, some BS and then picked up by a not-so-good team. We won't say the shittiest at that time.
Yeah, I mean, if you were looking at last year, it was probably the shittiest team in the league, despite whoever finished last. Coming in number 7, 481 rushing yards, James Robinson, Jacksonville Jaguars. Number 6.
Oh, wow, so that puts Minshew on a top 10 and their running back on a top 10?
Yeah. Yep.
This is dark horse team?
Right? Interesting, ain't it? But I think Minshew's days of it. He just doesn't look that good anymore. Number 6, 485 yards. Atlanta's running back, Todd Gurley. Number 5, who I thought was going to be a lot higher. I thought he would have been like 3. With 489 yards, Minnesota's lunatic, Dalvin Cook.
Yes.
Expect him to run rampant this week. You bet him to fucking score some touchdowns.
Another one of those that is the only thing on their team that's able to really perform right now.
Yep. Coming in at number 4 with the first one over 500 at 506. By the way, that's only on 110 attempts. His thumbs guy over there, he called his name out from Tampa Bay, Ronald Jones II.
Yep, who was expected not to be the number 1 running back on that team.
Right. Coming in at number 3, who I don't think he's playing for a couple more weeks now, so he'll be off this list next week, with 512 yards, Arizona's Kenyon Drake. He's hurt, right? I'm pretty sure he's hurt. I don't think he's playing. Number 2.
I think that's what it is.
Number 2, 551 yards. Kansas City's Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And number 1, do I even need to say it? Y'all should have said it right off the bat. With 663 yards on 143 attempts. Derrick Henry.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the guy.
Yeah.
Hands down
right now. He's only got 7 touchdowns.
Well, yeah, he's not their red zone guy, but
true. Does he hold the record so far for the longest touchdown?
Did we see Aaron Jones coming back this week? I know he was out last week. He's still listed as questionable. What do you know about that, Ray?
Workout record.
I haven't heard anything. It looks like looking at fantasy numbers, it looks like they're slating him to play as of right now because they dropped down Williams as if his score is going to be that of a utility back. But I haven't seen anything. I haven't seen any practice reports or anything.
Okay. Hey, Webb.
Go ahead.
If we go over that list again, I have on my fantasy team Derrick Henry, Aaron Jones, James Conner, Ronald Jones II. Like, I have a lot of that list.
So you should be running 3 fucking running backs.
Every week I usually am.
Fuck yeah. Ronald Jones, Todd Gurley, you said?
No, I have Derrick Henry,
you run him.
Aaron
slotted.
Jones, James Conner, Ronald Jones.
And Ronald Jones. There's your 3. Want to trade one of them? I could use a running back. I don't think I have anybody in the top 10.
I also have Raheem Mostert, but is it like out?
I think he's, isn't he supposed to be back?
No, he's still listed as IR, so.
Oh, Trevor Lawrence out. Tested positive for the COVID.
Oh, no.
Of course.
Yeah, 7-6 Atlanta at this point, by the way.
Everybody's going to get COVID.
Just looking up that. Yeah, there's some strange things in football. I mean, if you take the longest runs this year, you got Derrick Henry running for 94 yards.
Yeah, buddy.
Aaron Jones, as of today, did not participate in practice.
Yeah, it's DMP, huh?
Okay.
Neither yesterday nor today.
Well, tomorrow's the telltale sign then.
Yep.
Friday's usually the day of reckoning. So you got Derrick Henry, 94 yards. It's the longest run for a touchdown this year. Number 2, Raheem Mostert with 90. 80,
on
rather.
the IR.
80, right. He ran one for 80. I don't know if he scored or not. The 3rd longest run of 80 yards, guess you could say tied with 2nd. And this poor bastard did not score a touchdown because he fell down.
Oh, Jones.
Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones. Poor dude, man. Poor dude. That was so sad to watch because you're just watching him and you're like, oh, this dude's about to burn it up. the Giants
yeah,
fans are going to be happy as hell. And then, like, inexplicably, like,
like
you
his
can't
feet are
even
so
you can't
faster
even
than
say
his-
that it looked like he tripped. He just kind of like his head got off balanced or something. He just fell
were
over.
going faster than his body, and then he tried to correct it and fell down. That's so
Yeah.
goddamn.
Yeah,
Aaron Jones
that was the
is
strangest fall.
But, so yeah, out of the top 10 here, you got one quarterback, you got a wide receiver who ran 58. Go figure that one out. But yeah, it's like and well, yeah, then it's not in the top 10, so he don't count. But yeah, it's all running back except for a wide receiver and a quarterback, if that's what you want to call Daniel Jones. Kind of fucked up. I thought it was a funny little tidbit there. Damn, I did wind up losing this week. It didn't even look. God damn it.
Yeah, I lost last week because Aaron Jones right there before the game. I could have slotted in another receiver. I could have put Ronald Jones in, and I still wouldn't have won, but I would have been a little bit more competitive.
Yeah, well, I only put up 109 this week, so it wasn't good. But then yet I had a bagel from from fucking Odell Beckham.
Who is out for the season?
Yeah, now I got to drop him, and I need to pick up a kicker, I believe. Something like that.
Torn ACL.
Yeah, poor bastard. Can never get his shit together.
Yeah.
Seems like every year there's an issue. Sucks. I'd like to see him have a decent year outside of, what he did in New York.
Right?
But that's good too. That'd be a good choice.
When does anybody know when the trade deadline is?
Yes. December 3rd. Is it not?
Not for fantasy,
No, for
for the
football.
NFL.
December
it's
3rd.
like in the next week or so.
Yeah,
Sweet.
yeah.
Yeah, why do you think we've been seeing all these trades and drops here lately?
I would love to see
Right.
Green Bay go and pick up Will Fuller.
Yo,
I'm sorry, November 3rd, not December 3rd, November 3rd.
talk about a team that has cashed the check on their season. Dallas, after losing the game to Washington, has traded and released 3 players, all off their defense, that were starters.
I won't. Because
Interesting.
they didn't come in contact with somebody that was in their presence. Their father.
Oh, we got COVID news in the Louis household.
Yep, sounds like COVID Louis.
Never gonna,
Who's got the
it's
COVID?
okay, but it's never going to end.
Oh, he's got it. Okay.
Never going to end.
Who's got the COVID
Yes,
Louis?
November 3rd. November 3rd is the fucking trade deadline, or whatever
Right,
deadline.
but yeah, right after, like the Monday after the loss there for Dallas, they got rid of Griffin. They sent him to Detroit, and then
Yep.
Poe and Williams.
They
They released those 2 more defensive guys. They just released.
yeah. Bengals just got well, not just, but we got Carlos Dunlop, the outside edge rusher. From
I would love the Packers to go down to Houston, knock on a door, and say, "We'll give you a 6th-round pick for Will Fuller." Put him opposite of Devontae Adams. Or go pick up Randall Cobb again and throw him back in the slot.
Okay.
Mm,
Valdez Scantling is not the answer.
no.
Devontae Adams is going to end up being double teamed. Alan Lazard just started practicing in pads again. I don't believe he's eligible to come back until 2 or 3 weeks from now.
Some big names being talked about being shopped.
Oh yeah.
Big.
I thought Dallas was going to be a team that was going to make a move for a potential fill-in quarterback for the rest of the year. Because DiNucci was definitely not the answer coming in after Dalton, and Dalton definitely missing this week as well. Still in concussion protocol. that they would possibly be a team that would be in the market shopping for a quarterback. But I'm not hearing anything right now that says that they are in interest, especially with them getting rid of 3 defensive players that were starters. That sounds like a team that has decided to maybe go for that draft pick, and Dak's progression from this injury will, I think, dictate whether or not they go for, what is it, Trevor Lawrence? Isn't that the Clemson quarterback?
Yes,
So,
who is definitely not going to fucking
not going to the Jets.
Yeah, he ain't going to the Jets.
Yeah, not going to the Jets. Has already on every level been kind of informed that he should not, and has said will not go to the Jets.
Without a doubt. I thoroughly believe that.
I mean, if they get rid of Gase, I'd feel a little bit better about that scenario.
Listen to these Houston numbers here. They have 4 top-flight wide receivers.
Yeah.
They have Brandon Cooks.
Right.
Randall Cobb.
Uh-huh.
Kenny Stills.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And Will Fuller.
Uh-huh.
They make up the top 11 cap hits on the season.
So 3
for the team, and they only have 7.7 million in cap space, and the cap next year is going to shrink, not grow.
Right.
Nobody seems to realize that the cap is going to go down next year.
Yeah, but only by like 2 million. It's not going down.
And these teams,
that puts them within 5 million of cap. I mean, that's 7 million
they can draft players, and that's it.
Well, we already know 3 of those names are on the chopping block. They're already being shopped. Kenny Stills.
The only one who's not is Brandon Cooks.
Brandon Cooks is on the chopping block. Will Fuller, Brandon Cooks, and Kenny Stills are all being talked about.
So Will Fuller, Brandon Cooks, Kenny Stills, and Randall Cobb are their 4 wide receivers.
Yeah, so they're planning on keeping Cobb?
I don't have Cobb on any lists that I'm looking at. 0.
That's strange considering he has one of the largest cap hits for that team.
Wow, Teddy Bridgewater has a 72.2% completion rating this year.
Yeah, he's
so far
playing. He's definitely playing the ball. I will tell you who I think the new quarterback of the Dallas Cowgirls will be before.
That's funny.
I want to see if you agree with what Ren said.
Oh, I think hands down, it's Jameis Winston.
Oh wow, that's another direction completely.
Hands down, I think it's Jameis Winston.
I liked the Jacoby Brissett.
All right. Well, some of the names out there, and 2 of them are definitely like okay, Haskins and Darnold.
Garbage.
But those, you got to remember, not so much garbage because they're still first-round picks. But these guys aren't going to be traded mid-season. That's going to be like an off-season deal. So that leaves you with Ryan Fitzpatrick, Winston, and Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah, Tyrod's definitely looking for a starting job because he was rooted out of his position by a doctor who stabbed him in the lung.
Exactly. So those 3 guys are. I mean, when you think about it, what's Tyrod Taylor doing? He's sitting back. Chargers obviously have found what they think is the guy.
Well, he's their new guy right now. Yes, Justin Herbert is definitely the new guy there. A very logical, ideological replacement for Phillip Rivers there. He fits the image of the longevity of a team like theirs.
You got other names like the fuck did I say? Ryan Fitzpatrick, Journey.
Well, yeah. See, now I'm hearing from a lot of Cowboy fans. Because of course, me wearing my Washington gear at work all the time. The Dallas fans talk a lot too, and Philly people are talking. We don't really have a lot of Giant fans within our building. We don't see a lot of them, but we definitely have a few Philly, a lot of Cowboys, and a lot of Redskins. Like those are definitely 2 of the most dominant in our building that we see a lot of is Cowboys, Redskins. And what I'm hearing from a lot of the Cowboy fans, just that I'm able to talk to, is they would like to see Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Yeah,
And
he's on
they
he's
all
on,
seemingly agree that Andy Dalton's good times are behind him.
I don't see Miami getting rid of Fitzpatrick just simply as being that mentor piece of the puzzle for Tua.
Yeah. And I agree.
I mean, he's been around the
it's a
league
smart
so long,
idea.
it would be wise.
Well, sure, it would be wise, but I don't know who their quarterback coach is. So,
well, he's also handled it the most responsibly about knowing that Tua was coming forward, and everybody how admirable he handled it really well. No, he wasn't necessarily mad. He's like, he was like, I was fired. He said, in the NFL is one of the most unique jobs that you'll ever have, because I was fired by this guy one day and then had to come into work the very next day to sit with the guy who fired me and help the guy who replaced me.
Yeah.
And I've been in that position way back when I was like 18 years old. They fired or he quit, the shop leader of our shop boss quit. And I knew how to do his job, so I just kind of filled in immediately,
right,
as doing what needed to be done. But then they brought in, I was 18 years old. I'm not management material at that point. They're not looking for me to be the head guy. It's going to be impossible for me to lead a group as far as they're concerned. And this is a smart move by them to not just promote me to the position. I'm not complaining about it, but they brought in a guy and were like, teach him to be your boss, essentially. And that is a hard pill to swallow. And I was 18 years old, and I made the 18-year-old irrational decision where I was like, I'm going to teach him to be the boss, but I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm going to teach him to be the boss of this place, but he's not going to be my boss.
Right.
But so I get where Fitz was coming from. Like, that's a hard fucking pill to know that you know how to do the job and this guy's got the job and you're the one who's got to teach him to be better at it.
I'm sorry, I was wrong. 2021 salaries go down by 22 million.
Yeah.
Well, that's
22.
That's a huge cut.
That's 13 million into it's 13 million into the cap that they got.
This just in, breaking news on the Twitterverse. Clemson quarterback Trevor Lawrence tested positive for COVID.
Uh-oh.
Didn't I just say that?
And he came out with a quote
10 minutes ago. Go ahead. What's his quote?
It's still better than being drafted by the Jets.
Well, of course.
The burns.
Anybody need a running back?
You
out there need a running back? What team needs a running back? Because you got some guys out there who are fucking available.
Yeah, there are some definite like guys out there available, but I mean, as far as my team's concerned, like I think we're kind of happy with where we're at right now because neither of our guys were never projected to be big time beasts. They were never highly touted, but they're playing like they want to just be the guy. You know, so they look good in their scheme and their setup.
I mean, besides the fact that Texans are looking to dump anybody and everybody on this team right now, I think the best person out there, if somebody needed a running back, whether it be for later in the season or for next year, is fucking Kerryon Johnson with the Lions. Dude's 23 years old. And you haven't heard his name because now he's like the fourth running back sitting back there on that fucking team.
And that's because they have Adrian Peterson
and plus he had a few injuries too that have sidelined him.
Right.
But I mean, there's your best: Jordan Howard from the Dolphins, Jalen Samuels from the Steelers, Duke Johnson from Texas.
Who did Washington just picked up somebody that's a big return specialist? Who was that?
That I don't know.
Yeah, I heard. Let's see.
Well, that Trevor Lawrence comment.
Yeah.
is coming because one of the biggest trade rumors that's going on right now is Darnold being traded to Pittsburgh.
Oh, see, I told you he was.
Ooh.
Yeah, it doesn't make
And
sense.
the only thing that would prohibit that is if the Jets believe that they are not going to get the number 1 pick and pick up Trevor Lawrence, who's going to be the quote-unquote top overall QB coming into the draft next season.
Yeah. I mean, it just doesn't make sense to move Darnold now. He's a tasty offseason name, no doubt about it. Same thing with Haskins. I don't see Haskins staying there. I really don't. I think it's juicy. Your wide receiver corp right now, if anybody needed a wide receiver, I mean, Ren mentioned the cream of the crop with Fuller, Cooks, and Stills.
The other talk is where I didn't get to is J.J. Watt to either
I didn't get there
Green
yet.
Bay
Yeah, he's going. Watt's going.
or New Orleans.
Yeah.
Ooh. God.
Quite possible.
Both of those are terrifying.
Yeah, it's quite possible. It could be more.
It's terrifying, but you have the 20-something-year-old J.J. Watt in your brain, not the other side of 30 J.J. Watt in your brain.
No,
True.
I have the Gronk elbow pad fucking JJ in my mind when I'm thinking about this. Like modern day JJ. Like I think him as a mentality in a defense.
I don't know if he fits in that. Is he a linebacker or is he a defensive end?
He's a pass rusher, period.
Yeah, I think his mentality...
So what do? You throw him in as like an elephant, the way they kind of handled the guy that ended up going back to Carolina.
Yes.
What was his name? He played for the Packers for years, and then he wanted to go and retire in Carolina, where he had a bulk of his career.
Yeah, I can't remember who his name was. And you got quite a few.
And they used him as the quote-unquote elephant, where they'd line him up over the middle, they'd line him up on an end.
It'd be like that free safety, just for blitzing. You got quite a few names: J.J. Watt, Melvin Ingram,
Avery Williams with the Jets.
I mean, anybody from Texas, obviously. So that's what's that? Whitney Marcellus.
Yeah.
Washington's got 2 guys out there that are just like
Kerrigan to Seattle.
And Anderson.
I don't want, and nobody in Washington wants Kerrigan to leave, like, at all.
No, I don't think they would, but I think he's on that chopping block too. You got Reddick from the Cardinals, and the Falcons. Well, who the fuck knows what they're doing? So you got McKinley there. Who? What's his name? Takarist. He's got an interesting first name. Yeah. He's not a bad ball player at all. A good pass rusher, edge rusher, and Trent Murphy with the Bills, who is probably looking. They're looking to shop him, or he's talked about.
I don't know why. They're just starting to build that team.
I know.
That makes no sense.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe they see something they're thinking. I don't know.
How about AJ Green in New Orleans?
I don't think that'll happen. Big wide receiver names, like I said, Ren mentioned before, Fuller, Cooks, or Stills. And anybody from Texas is pretty much for sale. Julio Jones is on the chopping block. AJ Green, Marvin Jones, Lions. Brashard Perryman, Jets.
Yeah.
Golden Tate. Alshon Jeffries.
Green Bay needs to do something.
Josh Reynolds. John Ross. Deshaun Hamilton. And the only other name I think would be a good move is Dante Pettis.
That's somebody that I've seen in the Green Bay chats. Pettis coming to the Jets. He's young. He's only 25. The Niners stunted his growth because he had a breakout year when he came into the league in 2018. Then he got hurt. And then Deebo Samuel came into the league and kind of stole his thunder because they played the same position, slot. And they don't have a need for him. He's literally only played like 20 snaps this season.
Shit.
But taking somebody that young, my problem with the Packer receiving core is outside of Devontae Adams, they're all young.
Yeah, but that's a good thing. You got young blood.
Yeah, but it's a good thing.
You're gonna have to sign him at some point.
But no. The problem is like everybody thought last year Valdez Scantling was going to have a breakout. He had a breakout year. He had a great year. This year he sucks. Last year he was streaky. Alan Lazar, the undrafted rookie, came on and had a better season and was letting it on fire this year. Tore a pec or an abdomen. He'll be back, but
he got hurt last year too and was out for a while too, wasn't he?
I think he got concussed last year.
Something like that. MVS, by the way, is only being paid $750,000, league minimum.
You know, they have the other guy, Equimius Saint or something like that. That guy can't stay healthy.
Yeah.
You know, so like we need, if we're gonna make a run this year and it's wide open. I mean, outside of Tampa, which looks great, and they beat the shit out of us. I don't know if that was just a down day for Rodgers or, you know, perfect storm of whatever. But they look solid enough to make a run. Then go make a run and put the pieces that you need. They need receivers.
Can you believe they're only paying Aaron Rodgers $1.5 million?
That's because he got everything up front as a signing bonus.
Prorated.
Atlanta receiver down. Carolina's up 14-6.
Wow. Maybe I was wrong tonight, huh? Oh, well. Tight ends. Only two names come to mind from me.
That
if
is
anybody...
Calvin Ridley, who is apparently down.
Oh, there was a lot of money coming in on him to score touchdowns tonight. Lots of money.
It seemingly maybe an ankle.
That means it's probably really the knee, and it's another MCL, ACL, alter.
He's not really writhing or wincing too bad. He was up on one knee when he was like, all right, like something's not right.
Right. I think if you're a team out there who is looking at for a tight end before trade deadline, there were three names, but Zach Ertz seemed to have gotten himself hurt.
Green Bay put an offer out there for Ertz too.
Well, now that the two guys I think are only ones worth it, and David Njoku, put that guy on a good team.
Right.
And fucking the Jets, Ingram.
No, that's the Giants.
The Giants, Ingram. I mean, you got Kyle Rudolph out there too, but
he's a blocker. He's not really.
He looks like a Jimmy Graham. You know,
no, Graham's more of a wide receiver.
You got Henderson. Well, he couldn't catch a fucking ball now to save his life. You got Henderson for the Jets out there too, but I don't think he's as good as Njoku or Ingram.
He had a great season last year.
In my
Given
opinion.
the opportunity, he had a dynamite season last year.
Mm-hmm.
Go look at his stats. They were not shabby. He scored a lot of points when they needed somebody to score points because all their wide receivers were hurt. Yeah, I wouldn't mind the Packers even picking up Jamison Crowder and throwing him in the slot.
Crowder would be good. Yeah, they do need that somebody else, don't they?
Go look at my wide receiving core. You tell me who's somebody else other than Devontae Adams.
I don't know. I mean, I look at you and go.
I mean, we won a game 2 weeks ago with a tight end.
At least you have a big name wide receiver. Saints don't.
Sure you do. He's just hurt with a hammy.
Okay, so that's hurt with a hammy for.
Yeah, I'm glad we spent that $120 fucking dollars on a 3-year contract, bro.
I know it hurt.
Right.
We've won 2 games all season, both last weekend.
Yeah, it's not good. I know. Hey, but you agreed with me on it. You were right there, fucking pushing it.
I let you run with it. You wanted it. It's a joint venture. I already have the franchise QB and Aaron Rodgers, and I was smart enough to draft
tight end.
No, young guy from Baltimore, Lamar Jackson. We've got him under contract. I mean, we have 2 dynamite quarterbacks.
Yeah, but
our running back core sucks balls, and our wide receiving core is really Adam Thielen.
Yeah.
Cooper Kupp, 2 Kupps, 1 Cooper.
2 Coopers.
Oh, they don't throw him the ball anymore.
No, He's useless.
No, and that offense has suffered because of it too, though.
I wonder what the reasoning behind the cap fucking drop for next year is.
No money, no revenue,
Loss of
no
loss of
stadium.
income this year.
Yeah.
Loss of income, no ticket sales. That's driven on ticket sales.
I guess so. Think about that. That's gonna put like every team over the fucking.
Yeah,
Every team is going to be cutting people or restructuring contracts out the ass.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. I mean,
Every team, unless they're a team that has just been squirreling away the money and not
Jets.
spending.
Jets, 81 million in cap space.
Matty Ice
Yeah.
just
Oh, they're
ran for
fine
a
then.
touchdown.
Jaguar.
Who?
Matty Ice?
Matty Ice just ran for a touchdown.
That gives him like 3 on the year rushing or something. Like that. Jaguars have
And
80
they
mil.
kicked the extra point, so the score is now 13-14.
The Colts have 76 million. Patriots have 66 million.
What's the cap number look like next year?
Oh, you don't want to know. It's 230 million.
No. What are these teams' caps next year? It may be 80 million this year. What are they paying out next year when
Jets
contracts
cap
come to
space
fruition?
next year is 81 million. They'll have 72 million if they, which represents their effective cap space would be 72 million if they sign at least 51 players to its roster. Jaguars 80 million, and again effective 74. Colts 76 million, effective space 66. So they get that cash heavy. Cash heavy. Patriots 66 million, 62 if they sign 51. Redskins 55 million with another 50 if they sign all their shit. Where'd Thump go? We totally lost Thump.
Where'd he go?
Oh,
Oh, that's not.
and
That's not good. After that,
wait a
it's
second.
it's
What?
downhill for
No,
everyone.
he's still there, but it's my backdrop and your backdrop.
I ain't got him in the call at all. It's
I
you,
have
me,
him in the call still.
No, you have his name up there.
No, I have a window that has you, me up in my little ball, Louis in his little phone call, and next to you is the same
Yeah, the same.
backdrop as you and I.
Yeah, I don't know why that is, but after that, the Ravens, it's 38 mil, and then it all goes downhill. Who's fucked? That's what you wanted to know?
Packers are fucked. I know that.
Put a capital F.
I'll tell you who's Packers really aren't fucked. They've got 3 million in cap space, and if they sign 51 to the roster, they'll be in the hole for 4 million.
Can't be in the hole, can you?
No, you can't be in the hole. Who's fucked for next year? Here are your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. Oh, he's got the same background. That's
Yeah.
why. Okay.
Yeah.
The 9 teams that are fucked for next year, starting with the lowest cap space negative amount down to the highest. The Vikings.
Yeah.
The Vikings will be sitting with 3.9 in the hole just to start. The Raiders, 5 million in the hole. The Texans, 7. Chiefs, 12 million in the hole. Steelers, 17. Rams, 19. Falcons, 25 million in the hole.
You want to hear
See,
about
this is
you
why I
want to
say
hear about
Ryan-
athletes?
Ryan
Let me
gets
finish.
out of there.
Let me finish, Ron. There's 2 more teams to go. Okay, the Eagles, 68 million in the hole. If they sign their 51, there'll be 71 million in the hole. And coming in at number 1 with absolutely no fucking money to do anything, 78 million in the hole. If they sign their active 51, it'll
Tampa
be
Bay
80.
Buccaneers.
The New Orleans Saints.
Oh, I thought it would be Tampa Bay because the star
So
power.
here's
that's
my
there.
comment. So we all know I'm totally disenfranchised with pro sports because of the amount of bitching and moaning pro athletes do about the millions of dollars they make. Meanwhile, you're self-employed. He works at UPS, and I work in the startup world and grind like a motherfucker. We all grind to make our fucking dough.
Yes.
And these guys are sitting here bitching. Now picture all of the guys in the NFLPA trying to go to bat for their players.
Yeah.
when the teams have no money to sign anyone, they're like, "Oh, you want to come play for us? Yeah, we can give you a burger on Tuesday if you play on Sunday."
It's funny because
And you're not going to make any money. Every
We got the
single
best
team, every
dietitian
big
in the league.
contract, you're going to see an entire. I would not be surprised if next football season is played with replacements because the entire NFLPA strikes because there's no money to pay them.
Ooh, that would be.
Even
That would be
though
interesting.
everybody knows the NFL has money hand over fist and war chests in every fucking state of the union.
Right.
yeah,
But they're not going to want to part with their money, so they're going to drop the cap by $22 million next year.
yeah,
Cash strap every single team, and every single team is going to be playing with rookies and undrafted free agents because they can't afford to pay anyone.
How many
That's quite
states
possible.
have football teams?
Oh,
Because that number is dramatically different than the number of football teams.
I think it's 19. I'm not sure. No, it's got to be.
Well, there's no teams in the Dakotas. There's no
Right.
team in Idaho.
There's no teams
So
down
that's
the.
No
three.
team in Wyoming.
There's no team in Oregon.
There's no teams
Idaho.
in Mississippi. Period.
Oh,
I'm
it's
going
not
around the country. I started in the Great White North. Nothing in North Dakota, nothing in South Dakota, nothing in Idaho, nothing in Montana,
Nothing in Oregon.
nothing in Utah, nothing in New Mexico.
Okay, I got your map right here. Well, bam. Whoops, wrong one. That one. Anyway,
Nothing in Iowa,
Oh, you're not going to let
nothing
me.
in Nebraska.
Well, I was just thinking about all the double ups and triple ups that there are. You know,
They're all major markets.
Florida's got
Yeah.
3. New
New
York's
York's got-
got 3. California had.
Got- They still got 3. They got the Chargers, the
Still 3.
Rams, and the
Chargers,
Niners.
Rams, and San Fran.
Right, the Niners.
Yeah, they had 4. Now they've got 3.
Nevada has no. Well, Nevada has a team. now.
Nevada has a team now. Texas
I
has
just
got
gave
2.
you 9,
Yeah, Texas
and
has
that I
got
didn't even
2.
cross the Mississippi yet. Nothing
Yeah.
in West Virginia, nothing in Virginia, unless you want to count Redskins as Virginia.
Okay, here we go. I got the.
Which
Oh, you
that
must-
goes Maryland or Virginia, according to where you.
Well,
wanna s-
Maryland is the Ravens, Baltimore.
Technically, though, some people could say that Maryland has 2 teams with. both-
Oregon,
I said
Idaho.
Oregon.
Idaho,
Said Idaho.
Yeah,
Utah,
right.
Yep.
Montana,
Yep.
Wyoming. That's 5.
Yep. North Dakota, South Dakota.
New Mexico. That's 6.
Yep. Said that one.
Oklahoma,
Did not say
Said
that one.
Evan.
Nebraska,
Didn't get there yet.
South Dakota, North Dakota, 9 and 10.
Yeah, he said the Dakotas.
Iowa,
Iowa, 11. Arkansas,
Utah,
12.
Utah. I miss Utah.
Alabama, 13. Where the fuck is Utah? I didn't even get there yet.
Utah's
Utah's
right below.
opposite side of Colorado.
Yeah, right opposite
Oh,
of Colorado, between
Say
Colorado
that
and
one?
Vegas.
All right, we'll
Nope.
put that in. I thought I said that one. Okay, 14 then. Georgia, does Georgia have one?
The Falcons.
The
Falcons.
Falcons.
Yeah, Alabama doesn't have one.
Right, I said Alabama. No, North Carolina doesn't.
Yeah, we do. It's in
I thought they
Charlotte.
were-
Panthers.
It's in
Oh, that-
Charlotte.
so
It
that's
is the
South
Panthers.
Carolina.
South Carolina doesn't have one.
South Carolina doesn't. That's 15.
Yeah, the stadium is actually in North Carolina. We yell all the time about South Carolina trying to say that they have
We
any.
were just talking about Virginia.
West Virginia and
Does
Virginia.
not.
Well, like I said, with Arlington being where the football field is currently, that's in Virginia.
Mm,
But the plans for a new stadium could move them back into Maryland again, which is where they were before.
and then Maine,
Okay.
Vermont.
Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire,
Right. So, like I said, it's like 18.
Connecticut, Delaware,
Right, Connecticut. Yeah, I can't see those on the map here. I'm looking at the map with the teams imposed on them.
Connecticut, Delaware, Michigan has Detroit, Wisconsin has Green Bay. Minnesota has the Vikings.
Right.
Indiana,
Colts.
Colts. Indianapolis. Chicago Bears.
Kentucky has no team.
Kansas.
The Bears.
That's Illinois Bears, but
Kansas does not have a team because Kansas City is Missouri.
right.
Yeah, but the team is right on the fucking line, so it's in both states, isn't it?
No,
that's-
actually, with where their practice field is and where their stadium is, Arrowhead is in Missouri.
Missouri.
I thought there was like fucking split in half, or the parking
No,
lot is in.
the city
Arkansas.
the city that they're in is split, but all of the Chiefs facilities are on the Missouri side.
So it's like 19 states without a team.
Arkansas.
So that's 19 without a team of the 50 states.
50?
So
I think it's more than that. I really think it's more than that. Count how many states have teams, Webb.
Right. That was my question, was how many states have teams, and I thought that was only about 19 or 20.
Okay.
Because of how many, there's only 32 teams, so you take
22
32
states have NFL teams.
22
Okay.
states. Yeah, I knew
That
it was. I knew
means
it was close.
28 states do not have a football team.
28?
28.
28.
Yeah, Alaska doesn't have a team.
Yeah,
Hawaii,
well,
Hawaii doesn't
doesn't
have
have
a
a team.
those don't count.
Yeah, they do. They're states in the
Yeah,
union.
So
They
states
have
in the
they
union.
have stars on the
Right.
fucking flag. They count.
Low 48. Low 48.
Nope, they have
Yeah.
stars. They have stars on the flag. They count. It's
You're not
not like
putting
I
s-
brought up Puerto Rico or the U.S. Virgin Islands. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Low 48. You're not putting a team
No,
in
We
there.
own-
I'm with
We own
them.
that.
No, considering the fact that we would actually ship all our players over to Hawaii for the Pro Bowl, Hawaii definitely counts.
Yeah, but they're not doing that anymore.
Aloha.
Up on
No,
that.
well, no, they didn't give up on it. It's not a permanent location anymore.
Right. They said they wouldn't
Right.
go back there. They're done with that.
Yeah, I highly doubt that as being a true factor either.
Sure, because it was a nice vacation. Just
Right.
go there.
For
It's
the
because the-
teams that are
It's because
supposed
the
to.
players. Well, let's
Yeah.
put it this way: it's because the players can no longer get laid. Oh,
That's true. Not supposed to, but COVID runs rampant.
you got the joke. You got the joke at least. Thank
Yeah, I
God.
told you.
That's-
But yeah, so
I know. I wasn't
so
that
we
great,
count
but still,
the
I tried.
50 because the 50 stars, and out of the 50, 22 states actually have football teams in them.
Yeah.
Even though there's 32 teams.
Right?
Only
Thir-
22 states have teams.
Yeah. Interesting.
Well, that's what I
Well-
thought too. I thought it was pretty interesting when you look at like the double up and triple ups in the states that they're doubled up and tripled up in.
And there's certain states for obvious reasons.
Well,
as to why.
Texas at one point had 3 teams until Tennessee moved out and until the
Right.
Oilers moved out.
Oilers, Houston Oilers. Yeah. I mean, Alabama will never have a professional football team.
Because college is too big there, and they won't detract from the money that the college makes. Same
Right.
thing with Nebraska.
Uh-huh.
Same thing with Iowa,
Yep. Sure, the Iowa Barnstormers.
which is interesting because Ohio has been so successful with a dual market of Ohio State and the 2 Cleveland and Cincinnati.
I mean, Oregon, Portland wants it all anyway. So maybe one day there may be teams there. They want it all. They want baseball. They want basketball. They want fucking football. They want it all.
Yeah, Portland wants everything. I mean, didn't they
Yeah.
they were the biggest
Portland, Maine, or Portland, Oregon.
Portland, Oregon.
Portland was the biggest
Okay.
push in arena football.
Yes.
Yes.
Because if I'm not mistaken, didn't Fan Show, didn't he say that that's where they moved all operations to?
Uh-huh.
Like their home
Portland's
bases?
Portland's gonna burn to the ground, and then when they rebuild it, the NFL can come in, be philanthropic, build a stadium to boost the economy. Because right now, Portland's gonna burn to the ground before anything happens.
Chad.
Because right now, all of the riots in this country are in Portland. Oh wait, in Philly.
Forget
Colorado.
As they burn their
Yeah,
own.
but Philly's a bit calmer than Portland, though.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
No, Colorado doesn't have the riots. They've just got wildfires now for some reason.
Yeah, well, that fucking
Right.
wheat's on fire.
Well, then
Yeah,
again,
that's
all
the
political
last.
with that.
That's the
with the
last
riots.
state that we need on fire, man. Is the one that's growing all the psilocybin and marijuana.
Right? It's fucked up. Fucked up. Yeah, I don't know
Just
what's
remember,
worse.
the riots are all political, though.
Yeah, but do you honestly feel that they're going to be over after, like,
What? November 4th, or should we now say what?
It
You're up,
depends.
wait, no, North Carolina's allowed to vote like 9 days after the election. So
well, they're
what would-
allowed to have votes
November-
turned in up
Yeah.
to 9 days after. Currently, that's unless the Supreme Court rules otherwise, which is on their docket for the next week.
Yeah, I know they've already stopped Wisconsin
And they stopped Pennsylvania,
Pennsylvania.
and
Pennsylvania's now back to 3 days.
yeah.
But
Yeah, trying to wrangle and rope all over the place because they're like, we can let some of it go, but we can't let it go forever. Like, we can't just let it go.
true, right?
Uh,
And Ren, you better be ready to like be putting fucking Michael Thomas back in.
If he's playing this weekend, he's going to go in.
Oh, I don't know if he's playing. I know he was limited in practice today. Yes, today. 29th, right? Today's 29th. Yes. Limited in practice today.
Well, that's a big step forward. So,
True that. True that. I mean, he should have been ready to go fucking 2 weeks ago if he didn't try and beat the ever living shit out of fucking Chauncey Gardner Jackson or whatever the fuck his name was, Johnson. Got himself hurt again.
so
And
what was that actually over?
they'd never said. They never said. No one ever said a fucking word about it. All we know is they tried to beat the shit out of him.
See, I figured there would have been some rumblings from at least some of the insiders.
Right? I never heard a word. All I heard was, well, he's, got into a fist fight and now he's suspended one game. And I was like, all right, well, you come back the week after and, well, then he was hurt again from the fight, allegedly. Fuck knows. Anyway,
Peyton put the fucking brakes on that. He's like, if I hear anything about this, any fucking where, I'm going to find out who did it and you're fucking gone.
Allegedly ran week 8 against the Bears.
the Bears.
The Bears. What do we got? A minute left before half? Yeah, it looks that way.
Yeah, I got a minute and 10.
Yeah.
Well, I got a minute and 4 on the game and 1 minute flat. Clock is stopped. There's a flag.
Carolina turned that ball over on downs. How stupid.
Well, the score's close
Well-
enough that you can still have a possible outcome that you were aspiring for here, but
True. You got Atlanta moving down the field, man. They've had the ball now, 8 plays or some shit like that. But it is 4th and
Yeah.
12 after that sack. So,
Punt it.
but Matty Ice, good luck.
trying to see what Matt Rule's going to do here.
I think his days are numbered.
Well, that's what I'm
Behind-
saying. Like, there is serious rumbling that it wouldn't be very difficult to get Matt into Dallas. That it wouldn't be real difficult. And so, yeah, there may be a trade clause there, but if he co-signs on the amendment to the contract to move,
True. Moving windows around here so I can see
especially
shit.
considering the fact that he's having to do shit like what he just did there.
What, scramble with the ball and get tackled from behind? Oh, grabbed him by the knee and laid up on his ankle. Nice.
Yep. You don't want to have to continue to do that.
Yeah, that's not in his wheelhouse. He's not a.
No, he's not a scrambling, rambling quarterback. Yeah, that's not his. That's
Don't.
not in his playbook.
Netflix raising their prices today. In case anybody didn't know it, you're gone up. Standard plan's $14 now, and your premium tier plan is $18. It's a $1 increase. That's going to happen like every couple of months now with Netflix. I wouldn't be surprised if others start to like follow suit.
If they haven't already.
Well,
Well, I mean, look,
I
they're
told you
producing.
Disney can bite a big one because they did exactly what I said they were going to do and start locking shit up, and I thought that was going to be completely fucked
the
up
big
as soon
one.
as they started putting shit in the vault.
And the field goal is good.
Yep,
They have it.
16-14 at the half.
Well, that's good. It's close to the over. Close to the over. A new premium tier
And
is
it is
$2.
raining like a son of a bitch. And Carolina.
Oh, that was a flea flicker for Bridgewater when they scored that touchdown, huh? Or almost scored a touchdown. I didn't realize that. Oh, we did score on that flea flicker. Cute. I was watching the highlight there. I didn't realize that. But yeah, Netflix raised prices. I wouldn't be surprised if others are doing it. And you're absolutely right, Thump. You called the whole revolting idea or moratorium of content.
Mm-hmm. I was like, Disney, this will be great if Disney keeps the content open. But the fact that you're paying for access and cannot access their content, I think is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, and they'll just, every 3 months swap shit out, bring it back. Oh, you want to watch fucking The Little Mermaid here? We'll bring it back. It's back.
Yeah, I thought that was very underhanded and very ridiculous of them to do that, because once I bought a movie when it was out of the vault, I could still watch it even though they vaulted it. I couldn't buy a new copy, but I could still watch it. And now I'm not having to buy a new copy of the movie. They're just telling me that you don't have cloud access to it.
Yep.
And that is fucking
Mandalorian
ridiculous.
comes out tomorrow.
Yes, Friday.
Don't care. I'm not going to re-sign up. I don't give a shit. I give 2 fucks about it.
I actually went back and watched a couple of episodes from season 1.
Nope. I have completely surrendered any interest in it, and I'm only going to pay attention to the stuff that George is personally involved in moving forward, and that will be the next series of movies that are going to be released.
2022, right?
Yep.
Yeah, but it's done to Disney and anything.
How about? I'm sure you both read the Bond story where the MGM was like, "Hey, we're not sure we're going to be able to put Bond in the theater due to the whole COVID thing. Hey, Netflix, hey, Apple, you interested in buying it?" And Apple's like, "Yeah, we'll give you $400 million for it." And they're like, "Yeah, no, we want $600 million."
Yeah, right.
And everyone was like, "Yeah, you can go fuck yourself with that."
I mean,
Mm.
It's a huge catalog.
But hold on a second. If they
You-
sold the movie to whomever, Netflix or Apple,
Yeah.
for $600 million, they've already made back 3x return on what it cost to make the movie. More than 3x return.
Oh, yes.
No. $250 million budget.
2.5x return.
Well,
2.25.
Yeah, 2.25. Actually, one.
You already made your money hand over fist. I'm
1.25.
sure you could have structured a contract some way that you reserved the right to put it in the theater if and when the time came and you got X amount of percentage,
Yeah.
whether it was a 50-50 split, a 60-40, 70-30, whatever you want to call it, split on theater sales, and you still would have made more money. Now you're sitting on a movie that is making you
$0.
$0 and may potentially make you $0.
Zero more dollars.
Well, allegedly,
in
they
the
won't hold on.
unforeseeable future.
Right. They're losing money on that movie anyway.
How are you losing money on it? What? Because when the theater opens, you don't think they're going to recoup $600 million?
No.
You think the theater franchise is dead at this point? Is that
Yes.
what you're insinuating?
Sure. By December, it's going to be dead. By the way,
Dead?
you want to go to the movies? I'm renting out a theater. 20 people.
I
Ni-
saw
$99.
Justin make the post, and you're like, yeah, I'm already all over that.
I like that idea.
Over it. I'm still thinking it's Nightmare Before Christmas or Jurassic Park. But allegedly, though,
Why those?
Try Jurassic.
I mean, I get
about Jurassic Day there.
why Jurassic Park? Like, why not Independence Day?
because it's not on the list.
Oh, I didn't know it was you
Oh, no,
only
you
had
just can't
Swift.
pick a movie out of your ass and say, play it for me. They still have to have the movie and the rights to play it.
So is it the new
Right.
Jurassic Park?
No, it's the original one, which I thought was dynamite and would be great to see in a theater again. Especially
it
at
is.
Dolby
Star
Atmos
Wars?
Theater. No Star Wars. Disney owns it. Stop it now. Disney will let you watch
No Star
Monsters
Trek?
Inc. No, Monsters Inc. And by the
Totally
way,
pile of shit.
MGM denies ever talking to Apple or Netflix. Just so
Isn't
you
that
know.
crazy? Because there's multiple reports from both companies of that coming out.
Yeah, hey, and there's multiple reports of these laptops floating around that are allegedly Hunter Biden's.
I was
Don't-
just gonna say that.
You know, don't know. Should they
So
sell
I
it
have,
out?
I have my entire ballot filled out.
And you never dropped it off.
No, except for who to vote for president.
How many
My
names are on your
entire
list?
ballot. Look,
Too late. The vote won't
yes.
be counted in time.
How many names are on your list?
All of them. 9.
We had 5
Oh.
here.
Eight.
It's 8? Okay, it's 8.
Yeah, we had 5 here.
You had 5, huh? The big 3, obviously.
Yeah, Joe
I have
Joe
I have
and
DJT,
Don.
JRB, Howie Hawkins,
Yeah.
Billy Hammonds, Don Blankenship, Gloria Estela La Riva, Joe Jorgensen, Ronuk Rocky de la Fuente.
De la Fuente.
Yeah, I just haven't filled in that circle yet. And according to their voter thing, as long as it's dropped off, it'll be counted.
Right, it's got to be postmarked.
Nope, I can drive down the block to one of my local
Oh,
Ooh,
you've got
municipality
Dropboxes.
buildings and hand it to the people and be like, "Here's my
And
vote."
to people, too. We
Yeah,
have
you've got
Dropbox.
people and Dropboxes, right?
Yep. And one of them is literally on the way to the hospital, where Lola works.
Yeah, ours was interesting because we had we had the district court judges. All
Yeah.
8 or 9 seats were just Democrat, unopposed.
Mm. You know, it makes perfect sense. It'd be Netflix with the Bond movie since they have the entire fucking library there. But allegedly, they're not even interested.
I honestly, I think MGM's just making a money grab.
Or attempting to.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, okay, 500 billion
They are money grabbers.
or 500 million. Yeah, give me $500 million. The movie's yours.
Yeah, but they
Yeah,
were
but
offered
they-
4. They,
they-
were offered
The
4 and asked
problem
for
is
6.
here is it's the fool's it's the fool's gold they're after. Like they're after the pre-COVID numbers of when a Bond movie or a Marvel movie or any of these major blockbuster movies would be released, and they would bring in $1.9 billion.
That if the theaters were to open up in full, that movie would make $1.2 billion.
I don't think it would, not initially.
Yeah, it would.
No, because it would be a premiere. It would be a one of the first movies because it's one of the most. It's one of the movies that has been in the backlog to be released. So it would be one of the soonest movies to debut. I think it would be affected by all of the people being gun shy about going to theaters.
Well, I'm saying if everything was cool and good to go, okay, coronavirus is great, it's gone, it's over, it's no big deal. Theaters are open tomorrow. Boom.
I don't think
All
you're
right.
gonna have that.
I'm just saying if that was the case, it would fucking happen.
I mean, just look at TV right now. How many how many new recurring shows are dropping episodes right now?
I mean,
Exactly what I said happened in May is happening right now.
I mean, what about Tenet?
It did terrible.
It did terrible. It made as much money as if there was no pandemic. It made
Not
$300
from the
million.
numbers that I saw.
$300 million globally.
Globally, what would it have made if there was no pandemic?
Well, who knows? Probably a 1.2 billion.
So it made its money back.
Yeah, made more than its money back. I mean, fucking
So it
Moonlight,
was profitable.
7 million, big deal. But Tenet did 340 million or something like that. Is what the numbers were.
No, say goodnight. Good night, guys.
Later.
Yeah, we're 2 minutes away from it ourselves.
Yeah, it's 251 million worldwide just after a month. That's good numbers in a pandemic.
Can you go watch a movie around here in the theater?
Yes.
What theaters?
All the AMCs are still open.
That's it. Regal down the block's not open.
Oh, I can.
Regal-
The
Or
rain
Cinemark
has
down the block's
started
not
here.
open.
Regal's closed permanently. Didn't they throw the,
Cinemark.
they threw the,
Cinemark and Hazlitt by Costco. That's not open.
Is it not?
Nope. Every time I go there, the parking lot's empty.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I know that the AMCs are open. Kevin Goatee went to the theater to see Tenet. Had the entire theater to himself. It's probably because he went in the afternoon during a pandemic.
All right,
but
we're up against it.
Tenet did well in the theaters, even though we're in a pandemic. 8-Bit Bros, Thursday. We'll be back Tuesday with J7 in the house. Yeah. Any parting words, gentlemen?
I look forward to next
Go vote.
Tuesday. I'm about to go wreck the shit out of some packages for some people and see if
Go
I
vote,
can't
'cause
find
we're
some
gonna
political
talk to you
documents.
Tuesday after the polls close.
Yeah.
Right?
See if I can't find some political documents in the process.
Yeah, join us Tuesday as we poll watch for an election that won't be finalized until next month.
I don't know if I want you guys watching my poll, but
Hey.
I mean, if look, I won't be the first
Say
person.
smoke
I won't be the first person in a Zoom meeting to do it.
I didn't say smoke your poll. I said watch the polls. 8-Bit Bros, Thursday. We're out.
Later.
Right?